Turning Red might look like a funny growing-up cartoon for kids, but if you paid close attention, Pixar packed this movie with adult jokes and surprisingly mature themes that flew right over younger viewers' heads. The school hallway greeting between May and Priya isn't just a random handshake, it's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reimagined for Pixar. Watch closely as their hands move in perfect synchronized rhythm before ending with that signature, iconic flair. It is a frame-by-frame match of the legendary greeting shared between Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff from the classic 1990s sitcom. The Teen Wolf parallel. May's chaotic freakout inside the family bathroom is a massive cinematic homage to a classic 1985 horror comedy. Watch the framing closely when May first transforms into the giant red panda and terrifically stares into the glass mirror.
Is everything okay? Don't come in here! What's going on, honey? Are you sick?
The pacing, the hyperventilating, and the shock are almost identical to Michael J. Fox's iconic realization in Teen Wolf when he discovers his inherited werewolf curse.
Scott? Can I come in?
No, Dad. No, I'm doing something in here.
In both films, the young protagonists frantically check their new body, struggle to comprehend their bizarre physical state, and perform wild verbal gymnastics to hide the monster from their parents knocking right outside the door. Tyler's hidden fandom. Throughout the vast majority of the film, the obnoxious school bully Tyler aggressively and relentlessly mocks May and her close friends for obsessing over the popular boy band Four Town. But at the dramatic climax of the film, during the big concert event, where exactly do we find Tyler standing? He is spotted right in the crowded stadium, proudly wearing the band's official merchandise.
Tyler? No! Tyler!
Who's Tyler?
Sporting custom face paint, and later openly sobbing actual tears of pure joy. Adults caught the brilliant irony immediately, appreciating the subtle social commentary on how society forces young boys to hide their actual passions and project bullying behavior just to look tough to their peers. Tamagotchi obsession. Pixar really went for the nostalgia jugular with this one. May treats her small egg-shaped digital pet keychain dangling from her school backpack like it is a literal living newborn human child, completely panicking that the creature will tragically perish if she leaves it unattended for even a single hour. It is a direct, hilarious wink to the legendary late 1990s Tamagotchi craze that famously caused actual, real-world school bans across the globe because children were far too stressed out trying to keep their virtual digital pets alive during their morning math classes. The gym class melee. The chaotic dodgeball scene, it's an absolute masterpiece of gritty cinematic war parody. During the sequence, May and her friends are frustrated by their parents' responses about going to the concert, and their teenage anger completely boils over on the court.
That presentation was bomb.com! I cited all my sources! I had sparklers! And you still said no!
And the entire scene quickly shifts from a standard physical education class into a shockingly dramatic war zone. The slow-motion tracking shots of flying dodgeballs and their poses on the court perfectly mimic classic, high-budget, R-rated war cinema masterpieces like Saving Private Ryan. Backstreet Boys Tribute. The grand finale concert performance inside the Sky Dome Stadium is a massive visual tribute to boy band royalty. Look closely at the custom wardrobe choices for the fictional band Four Town while they perform on stage. Every single member is styled in a completely different, unique, all-white outfit. This is a highly calculated, frame-by-frame homage to the legendary pop group The Backstreet Boys and their iconic 1999 music video for the smash hit I Want It That Way. The twerking panda. This next detail features a hilarious, deeply uncomfortable dance move used as the ultimate weapon against an overbearing parent. During the massive stadium climax, Ming has transformed into a giant, destructive monster, and the red moon is rapidly disappearing. To force her into the ritual circle before time runs out, May unleashes a desperate distraction tactic. She stands right in front of her mother and starts aggressively twerking. Kids laugh because seeing a massive, fluffy panda pull off club-style dance moves looks completely ridiculous. But adults instantly recognize the deeper parenting joke playing out on screen. Ming's giant monster face instantly twists into pure, horrified cringe as she starts backing away in disgust. It is Pixar's incredibly self-aware nod to how real-world parents absolutely hate seeing their children perform inappropriate internet dances. May literally defeats her mother using the ultimate parental nightmare. Vintage Raptors jersey. The vibrant purple basketball uniform Tyler wears on the playground asphalt. Sports historians and native Toronto residents recognized it instantly. It is the iconic original Toronto Raptors jersey that completely dominated the global streetwear market during the exact era the movie takes place. This specific purple aesthetic, complete with the giant dinosaur graphic, was an absolute pop culture phenomenon, heavily fueled by the legendary, high-flying dunking style of superstar Vince Carter. The convenience store confrontation. Pixar delivers an agonizingly hilarious look at the horrors of a helicopter parent with this public meltdown. When Ming eventually discovers the scandalous sketchbook hidden in her daughter's room, she makes the ultimate parental mistake and goes to publicly confront Devin at his actual workplace. She screams at this poor, completely innocent teenage cashier in front of a line of customers.
You! What have you done to my Maymay?
Who?
How old are you? 30?
Aggressively accusing him of actively traumatizing her sweet, innocent little daughter with his older presence. To a child watching, this is just a standard, highly embarrassing mom moment that adds tension to the plot. To the adults, however, it is a hilariously agonizing look at a mother desperately trying to overprotect her daughter's rapidly fading sexual innocence in the most damaging way possible. Tyler's Nelly Band-Aid. This is a direct nod to the legendary hip-hop icon Nelly, who famously wore a white band-aid on his face as his signature style statement during all of his major music videos and public appearances in 2002. By including this hyper-specific pop culture accessory, the Pixar design crew perfectly captured the hilarious reality of how young teenagers desperately mimicked music videos back then just to look tough and cool. May's spicy sketchbook. The infamous scene where May hides under her bed to draw in her secret notebook is a pitch-perfect depiction of teenage hormones running wild. She does not just draw innocent, cute pictures of her holding hands with her crush. She draws the local convenience store clerk Devin flexing his muscles and as a merman. It perfectly captures the exact chaotic chronological moment a child transitions into experiencing intense, romantic, and deeply physical crushes for the very first time. Every single parent watching this specific scene felt an immediate, overwhelming wave of secondhand embarrassment and intense nostalgia, remembering their own cringeworthy teenage diaries. It remains easily one of the most painfully accurate and mature representations of adolescent awakening ever animated by a major Hollywood studio. Diabetes infusion sets. The tiny circular blue patches visible on the arms of the background students aren't random cartoon drawings. They are an incredibly thoughtful, real-world medical detail. While children will completely overlook these small spots during the busy classroom scenes, adults instantly recognize them as insulin infusion sets used by individuals managing type 1 diabetes. This quiet, inclusive animation detail is actually a deeply heartfelt personal tribute to Pixar crew member Susan Fong, who worked extensively on the movie and was personally diagnosed with type 1 diabetes as a young child. By integrating this subtle medical representation seamlessly into the environment, the filmmakers provided a beautiful, validating Easter egg for diabetic children worldwide. Miracle on Ice poster. The colorful graphic hanging on the wall of May's math classroom isn't just a random piece of school decoration, it's a historic sports tribute. Look right behind the teacher's desk and you will spot an authentic vintage poster celebrating the 1980 Winter Olympics. This is a highly deliberate visual nod to the legendary Miracle on Ice, where the underdog United States men's ice hockey team shocked the world by defeating the powerhouse Soviet Union. For the sports nerd adults in the audience, this tiny background detail acts as a brilliant, hidden metaphorical parallel for the entire movie. It cleverly foreshadows the seemingly impossible high-stakes battle that May and her group of young, inexperienced friends will eventually have to wage against the massive, overwhelming weight of strict family expectations and ancient traditions. My Panda, My Choice slogan. This sharp line of dialogue delivers a brilliant, highly relatable dig at the timeless struggle between parents and teenage fashion choices. The moment happens after the film's big climax, Once Ming finally accepts her daughter and allows her to keep her red panda spirit, May is working at the family temple alongside her mom when her friends drop by to invite her out to karaoke. As she bids her parents goodbye, she hasn't fully transformed back into a human. She proudly rocks her fuzzy panda ears and a striped tail. Ming immediately plays the classic protective mother, looking her up and down before asking,
You're not going out like that, are you?
My panda, my choice, Mom.
While kids just see a funny, confident teenager embracing her unique look, adults instantly caught the clever subversion of a heavy real-world political slogan. Pixar used it as a hilarious nod to the universal parental anxiety over teenage girls wearing revealing, attention-grabbing clothes when hanging out with their friends. The Bruce Lee philosophy. The gym teacher's frantic instruction during the playing court scene isn't just a random piece of gym class motivation. It's a direct reference to martial arts royalty. Listen carefully when the coach barks at the chaotic students.
Eyes on the balls, guys! Be water!
Kids easily brush this off as standard, generic athletic advice meant to fill space in a fast-paced scene. Adults, however, instantly recognized the legendary philosophy of the iconic Bruce Lee, who famously taught people to stay fluid, adaptable, and calm under extreme psychological pressure.
There's so much to remember. If you try to remember, you will lose. Empty your mind.
By saying the exact words,
Be formless, shapeless, like water. Be water, my friend.
Considering that May spends the entire movie desperately struggling to control her explosive teenage emotions and sudden physical transformations, this hidden philosophical Easter egg fits the narrative themes flawlessly. It transforms a simple playground joke into a brilliant, deeply layered message about emotional self-control. The Jokia cell phones. The mobile devices the students use to snap photos of the red panda aren't just generic cartoon props. They are an exact replica of early 2000s tech history. Look closely at the chunky plastic frames, the rubber button pads, and the modified brand name printed on the casing, Jokia. It is a hilarious, highly detailed tribute to the legendary Nokia brick phones that completely ruled the consumer market over 2 decades ago. It is a pitch-perfect piece of material culture world building that brilliantly takes parents back to a time when phone batteries lasted a week and playing pixelated Snake was high-tech entertainment. Real panda behavior. The funny posture May adopts whenever she gets suddenly startled or overwhelmed in her animal form isn't just a goofy cartoon gag. It's a real piece of biological science. Kids giggle hysterically at this animation choice, assuming it is just an exaggerated, silly reaction designed for physical comedy. However, zoologists and wildlife-loving adults understand that this is actually genuine, real-life red panda behavior. In the wild, when a red panda feels threatened or cornered by a dangerous predator, it will automatically extend its paws to make its body appear significantly larger to scare away the threat. It is a brilliant example of Pixar blending authentic biology with creative animation.